Right, let me go on. Now, this is the book of First Kings chapter 8. And the last place where I was here, 37. First Kings chapter 8, verse 37. If there be in the land famine, if there be pestilence, blasting, mildew, locust, or if there be caterpillar, if their enemy beseech them in the land of their cities, whatsoever plague, whatsoever sickness there be. Right, because, by the way, this is the prayer of King Solomon, what he was praying unto the Heavenly Father. And this is what he was saying concerning, if these things are happening, then, go on, what prayer and supplication soever be made by any man, or by all thy people Israel, which shall know every man the plague in his heart, and spread forth his hands toward this house, and that house was in the direction of the, well, it depends on where you are. If you are in the south, then you need to pray to the north. If you are in the north, south, then you need to pray to the south. If you are in the west, you need to pray to the east. And if you are in the east, you need to pray to the west. Like I said, it depends on where you are. You might be diagonally, which is maybe southeast, or northwest, or southwest, or northeast, then you need to pray toward the house of the house of the Lord, where the Ark of the Covenant was in, because it's not there anymore. So now, in all due respect, we turn to the east, because it, like I said, it depends on where you are. If you live in Africa, then you need to pray to the northeast, because you're in Africa. But it depends on which place of Africa. If you are in the far west of Africa, then you need to pray to the northeast. But if you are in the east of Africa, then you need to pray to the north. It's like here, for example. This one. Maybe I need to make it a little bit bigger. Wait. Right, so check this out. If you are here and stuff like that, then you need to pray to the north, because Israel is here. Thus the temple is then therefore here, where the Ark of the Covenant was in, which is the temple that I'm reading about right now, that King Solomon built in the land of Israel here. But if you live here, then obviously you need to pray to the north. Let me see, northwest. And if you're here, you need to pray to the west. And if you're here, you need to pray to the southwest. Yeah, southwest. Of course, if you're here, you need to pray to the south. And I'm here, so I would then therefore have to pray to here. And if you're, here and stuff like that, well, here it actually doesn't matter. It's all the way east for you. And here, it's also east. But it is a little bit northeast and stuff like that. And here is if you live here, then it's definitely northeast. It depends on where you live. But to now that that is all on the side, the temple is not here no more because it's broken down. But with all due respect, we still face the east. But now you don't have the temple in your head. Well, you shouldn't. You can do what you can do, but don't put your faith in that temple, because you need to put your faith in Yahushua, because he's the one. He is now basically the temple. He is now the law. He is now the covenant. He is now the lamb dinner. He is now the feast, the first of feast fruits. He's the first fruits. So he's the feast of first fruits, symbolically. He's basically everything. Yahushua is our all. Sorry. Man, I don't know, it feels like... Okay. So, the mildew is actually a form of leprosy. When your house has leprosy, this shows you that This one. Leviticus chapter 14. Verse. No, I don't want this one. Let's just take this one. Leviticus 14 and. Wait. Okay, so this is Leviticus chapter 14. Verse. I'll start at 33, then I'll read until I think 40, maybe 51. But before I go on, I want to show you what mildew actually is, because you might be like, hey, that's not talking about leprosy. What are you talking about, man? You're just making stuff up. Well, if you look it up, you will see that. Wait. Yeah. If you look up this word, which is Leviticus chapter. First Kings. Yeah, 1 Kings chapter 8, verse 37. Look up this word. It says here mildew, right? Then if I go to the book of Leviticus chapter 14, and then I look up the word leprosy in Leviticus 14, and 34, which is here, Leviticus 13, and, well, this is 44, but I'll go to 34. It's the same word, but yeah, I'll just do it accordingly. Here is the word Hebrews 6:883. So I'll go to 34. Here is Hebrews 6:883. Right. Because, okay, let me just read it and then I'll say something else because I wanted to say something. Wait, okay. So this is the word Hebrews 6:883. In people, malignant skin disease. And what is that skin disease? Here, leper. Leprosy. No, that's that one. Here, Exodus chapter 4, verse, let me see, 6? Yeah, leprous, right? Okay, Exodus chapter 4, verse 6. And Yahweh said furthermore unto him, unto Moses, put down thine hand into thy bosom. And Moses put his hand into his bosom, which is, in his clothing. And when he took it out, behold, his hand was leprous as snow. So, who has snow white hands? Like white hands. Caucasian people, so-called white like snow, pale like Gothics. And that's why you won't see a Gothic person that has a so-called tan. Tan is a racist way of saying brown. They just don't want to say brown, so they figure out a new word. Let's say tan. I'm not giving these niggers no fucking... make them feel good about themselves, goddamn fucking ear. You can think for themselves, but you automatically think for yourself when you hear the word tan, you think brown. But you're not really focusing on that word brown because the word is not said. Esau is a master of disguise. He's a snake-tongued person, so he knows how to actually, manipulate you while manipulate your mind while actually saying exactly what it actually means, but with a different word, so you're gonna think different. But tan means brown, but you're not thinking about it like that. You're not thinking deep. It's not obvious. I don't know how to explain it, but yeah, he still diverts it away from what it really is. Okay, lepers. Okay, so let me go over here. Another book is Exodus 4. Exodus 4 verse 6. It says here the word leprous. Now it's another word, right? Which is Hebrews 6:879. It says here to be diseased of skin, be leprous. So what did the carcass do? these Edomites, they change the meaning of the word leprous. So now when here to have leprosy, they spell it very different. Like they spell leprosy, leprous, leper. Sometimes they spell leprosy, leper, like, well, this one here. But yeah, but let me just go on. Wait, sorry. But if you type in leprosy in the Caucasus world, this is, wait, what the hell? This is what you, wow. This is what you will get. You will, they corrected. They will show you then therefore this. This is what they're trying to show you, that this is leprosy. That's not what it is. He changed the meaning of the word leprosy. This is a form of leprosy, a skin disease which makes it turn white. These skin diseases are different forms of leprosy. I have to correct that, because if you read the book of Leviticus chapter 13, it shows you that it's different skin type of things. But this leprosy says it is made white as snow. And what is made white as snow? This one. This is the leprosy. This is the white as snow. This one. You have, and here also it says the hair is made white. Wait. Here, this child has leprosy on the top of the head, right? But it says the hair is made white. And if you go to Leviticus chapter 13, it says that and when the hair in the plague is turned white, that's another one, but that's not what I wanted. That one is good too, but here, verse 10, Leviticus chapter 13, verse 9. When the plague of leprosy is in a man or woman, then he shall be brought forth unto the priest, and the priest shall see him, and behold, if the rising be white in the skin. See, leprosy is, in this case, is talking about the pigment of your skin. Esau wants to make it to where he has these bruises and stuff like that. That's another form of leprosy, by the way. But in this case, it's talking about the white skin. But the point of me bringing that all up is to tell you that he's trying to really distance it away from skin color, and then focus only on scabs and all these type of other things, which is another form of leprosy. But this one is specifically called as what it is, white. And it have turned the hair white. So let me read it again, verse 10. And the priest shall see him, and behold, if the rising be white in the skin, and it have turned the hair white, and there be quick raw flesh in the rising. Here you have it. Here it's like raw flesh. I can't get a... If you look at these people, they have raw flesh. It's like it's raw. It needs to be cooked or something like that. You know what I'm saying? It look like raw chicken. You know, make you want to turn vegan and all that type of stuff, because you look at it and you're scared. It's frightening and make you afraid. But what doesn't make you afraid is this one. Oh, here. I was actually thinking about this. Look, it looked like raw flesh. He's a double leper. Here again, look like raw flesh, like something that is not cooked. You know? This one too, make the hair turn white. Or the other leprosy, it makes the hair turn yellow. That's this one. So you have a leprosy that makes the hair turn white, and then you have another leprosy that makes the hair turn yellow, because it says right here, if verse Leviticus 13 and 29, if a man or a woman have a plague upon the head or the beard, then the priest shall see the plague, and behold, if it be in sight, if you can see it, deeper than the skin, meaning it comes out of the skin. It's not this one. When you have your hair dyed yellow at the ends, well, blonde is yellow. They're just lying to you. If you just look up the word blonde, it's yellow. That's what the definition is. But this is not leprosy of the scalp. She actually doesn't have scalp leprosy, but she is a whole leper herself because of that skin. She's a clean leper that had the plague. That's also mentioned in the book of Leviticus chapter 13. But it says here, if it be in sight deeper than the skin, and there be in it a yellow thin hair. That is what they call blonde here. Blonde. Here, pale yellow hair. Whatever the fuck they say, fair, whatever. So it says right here, then the priest shall pronounce him or her unclean. It is a dry scale, even a leprosy upon the head or beard. So you have different forms of leprosy. You have this one that can make your hair yellow, or your eyebrow, your wimpers, the thing that you have above the hairs that you have where females put mascara. That, I don't know what it's called in the English, I don't know, but that thing. And then you have your eyebrows, of course, above your eye, that also. But yeah, it can turn yellow, and it can turn white too. But in this case, I'm gonna read the white one. Leviticus 13:10. And the priest shall see him, and behold, if the rising be white in the skin, and it have turned the hair white, and there be quick raw flesh in the rising, it is an old leprosy in the skin of his flesh. And the priest shall pronounce him unclean, and shall not shut him up, for he is unclean. Yeah, because normally, if it turns dark, then you are clean. If it turns dark, then you are clean, because it's a scab, then you are clean. But then you have another one which says, verse, let me see, 10. Okay, let me read on, verse 12. And if a leprosy break out abroad in the skin, and the leprosy cover all the skin of him that had the plague. Remember, it says, you still have the plague. You have the plague if you have that leprosy in your skin. From his head even to his foot, whithersoever the priest looketh. Joab had that, and a few other people in the scriptures, but that was the curse. Here, she's turned white. Here you have that filthy leper that when you look at it, be like, hey, it's kind of scary. Here you have this one also. And then I have another picture of her where she looked like this. She looked like this. You have this one here too. I don't know if you can see it. I hope you can see it. This one actually. This one. Right. This one. You have this one here. She turned white, pale. You have this one here. Here, she turns like she's born like this. I've seen females like this, man. You know, like the white one over here. I'm talking about the real pale one there. I've seen girls like that. Born like that, you know? I think it's here. Born like this. But when you look at them, you be like, God damn, you're white. They probably look at us like, God damn, you're black. You know? So, yeah, but you're a curse. Be good with the Most High said, so I didn't make it up. When you're looking at me, I'm under curses. You are a plague. Anyway, but I'm being treated like the plague right now. Oh, nigger skin. Oh, he jumped in the pool. Everybody get out. Your nigger melanin's gonna touch you. Right? Back in the days, people was afraid of you. As soon as you start coming up, you'd be like, oh my goodness, it's dead. Let me touch it. Is it cold? Is it cold? This bitch look like she's cold. Look, it looked like some kind of porno thing. Why? Because it's open. It's not covered. Something like that, you know. But anyway, because it's bright. But yeah, here you have this East Indian female. She used to be dark. I think I have her. Yeah, here. When she was small, she was dark. When she became older, she turned full leper. And this one too, she turned into a full leper. Okay, and that's that part. And then let me go on. So it says, and the leprosy cover all the skin of him, her or her, that had the plague, from his head even to his foot, wheresoever the priest looketh. Then the priest shall consider, you may be thinking like, and behold, if the leprosy have covered all his flesh, so 100%, from top to toe, from head to toe, he shall pronounce him clean that had the plague. which is, oh yeah, I just showed you that actually. This one, which is her, is the same person. This one is the same person. But if you look at her, sometimes it looks raw flesh. You look at it like, God damn, what the fuck? Kind of scary because you see the blood. I've been looking at it like, God damn. You know, but you know, you don't see it really good. But I actually have a footage of her where it actually looks like, you know, but you know, her skin is kind of fucked up. But
what advice would I give my younger self? Don't do it.
But anyway, you know, let me see something here actually. Right. So what is she? I think it's here. Yeah, I think it is on. But I think all the spots are gone because she had. Where is she? Damn! I just saw it. I just clicked on it. What the hell? Oh man, damn! I didn't even see it. She had like cow spots on her face and or her cheek, and then here I think it's gone. I don't know what she, maybe, I don't know, I think it's just fully, she turned clean that had the plague. You can see a few spots here in her neck, but I think those are moles, so she already, that's not gonna go away. The moles will stay. That's not gonna go away. But she looks like this, and this is Miriam. This is Miriam in the book of Numbers, chapter 12. Miriam turned white because she sinned against the Lord. Well, against Moses actually, then the Lord cursed her. Numbers chapter 12, verse 9. And the anger of the Lord was kindled against them, and he departed. And the cloud departed from off the tabernacle, the chariot, from off the tent, where the ark of the covenant was in. And behold, Miriam, which is Moses' sister, became leprous, white as snow. So here it shows you that leprosy is talking about the skin color. She became a white woman. What did she become? She became this. That's her. Miriam became this, but then this. Yeah, she became this. White as snow. Or this East Indian female. When you look at her like this, it looks like she's naturally born like this. It looks like it. You know, but I had other pictures actually. Wait. Right, these are just for example's sake. That's not the ones that I actually wanted because I can't find them. This is the one that we already saw. Here you see that raw flesh again, make you scared. Well, I'm afraid of this shit. But anyway, this one you have it here also. It looks like she put makeup on her face, like the brown one is the makeup. It looks like it, but that's leprosy. This is a double leper. This is an East Indian female. She turned into a so-called Caucasian chick, man. She turned into a white woman. And this is the one that I showed you before, but if I'm correct now, the brown spots are I think totally gone or something like that. This one here, she has the leprosy in her eye. And what does that make her? Some kind of she look like some kind of, that's how white people are created. They got leprosy in their eye. This one looks like raw flesh. You see the redness? Yeah, this one is woo. And this one is another one, by the way. This is the same thing, but like I said, she lost this thing here, the brown things in her cheek, and she has children, and the children are just brown, dark skin, because the father is a dark skinned man too. Yeah, because she's turning more whiter and whiter every day. And this one is a model or something like that, which, yeah, whatever. That thing has raw flesh too in it, man. It's crazy. Those are the filthy ones, like goddamn. Anyway, so, and the cloud departed from off the Numbers chapter 12 verse 10 of the tabernacle. Behold, Miriam became white as snow, and Aaron looked upon Miriam, and behold, she was leprous. And Aaron said unto Moses, Alas, my Lord, I beseech thee, lay not the sin upon us, wherein we have done foolishly, and wherein we have sinned. So it is a sin to be walking around like that, looking like that, lepers, white as snow. But the Heavenly Father said this, It says here, Luke 16:15, and he said unto them, Ye are they which justify yourselves before men, but the heavenly Father knoweth your hearts. For that which is highly esteemed among men is abomination in the sight of the Lord. Isn't Caucasian skin, so-called white skin, isn't it esteemed highly among men? It is esteemed highly among men. A lot of people, actually almost, I could actually say the majority of the people on the planet Earth, they really love it. Or the other parts, there's multiple parts, of course, some hate it, but that's very few. But the ones that are the other side they don't have a problem with it. The dark skinned people, they don't have a problem with it. Most of the time, dark skinned people are not racist toward white skinned people because of their skin. They hate them because they don't even hate them, they forgive them. But if they don't like them, they like them because of their acts and their deeds and what they have done and represent, you know. But no, they don't hate them because of the way that they look. The majority of our people upon the planet Earth in existence, yeah, especially in America, their hair is straight. Their hair is, or they curly, or they just do something with their hair to soften the blow of just being their fucking self, looking in the fucking mirror and seeing their self, you know. And then they want to, you know, straighten their hair or just put curly or just comb the back of the neck with an iron fucking brush until it's just straightened out because they love them. They love what they see with them. They don't love themselves. And I always knew, like, if a person don't even love themselves in the mirror, how the fuck can they love you? So I already knew that shit. Like, man, fuck all y'all. But anyway, so wherein we have done foolishly and wherein we have sinned, let her not be as one dead, like a dead man. Now, if you see this here, doesn't she look dead? Now, serious, she don't look dead to you? It looked like something. It looked like she's cold to the touch. I always wanted to touch them. I just wanted to know how it feels. Like, are you warm? I never felt a person like this pale. I have to touch other caucus chicks when you shake their hands and when you go, you know, to these meetings. Whatever you shake. That's nothing. Or when you meet them, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about her stomach or her arm here. You know, I never felt that shit. Until this day, I never felt that shit. I always wondered, like, are you cold, man? Are you cold to the touch? Because it looks dead. It looks dead. They look dead. That's why you don't see a tanned, gothic worshiper devil shit. Because it's like they're designed. As soon as they're very pale with black hair, when they grow up, they turn into Satanists. That shows you, like, there is something about that skin color and their souls. There's something about that if they're born like that. Like I said, you will rarely, I have never seen one. Maybe if you Google it, you'll find it. But you don't see gothic chicks that are tanned and then they wear black and black lipstick and do the Satan and the thing here around the neck. You don't see that. And if they do have the Satan thing, they're not gothics. They're just a bunch of devil worshippers. Just different breeds of devil worshippers. Because I've seen them tanned white chicks with this shit. But most of them are in porn or something like that. Or OnlyFans, actually, I should say. Which is porn. But yeah. Anyway. So, let her not be as one dead, of whom the flesh is half consumed when he cometh out of his mother's womb. So, what does this mean? It means that when a child is born, a lot of times, especially if the parents are dark-skinned and the child is a little bit brown, that's because when a child is born coming up out the womb, they're not cooked yet. They're not really cooked yet, right? Like, you know, like how they have that raw flesh when they got the leprosy. Well, they're not cooked. The baby is not cooked. And then maybe after a week, the pigmentation starts to actually really browse into the body or the skin, and then the child will become darker. You know, you have that they become darker. Two dark-skinned parents can make a brown-skinned child, and then later on the child will start to get darker, and before you know it, it will match the parents. But yeah, that's what this actually means. But you can also apply it to this. They look dead. And where can you find Gothic people most of the time? Cemeteries. They love going to cemeteries and taking pictures. They love going there, taking pictures, sexual pictures, and all that type of stuff. They love doing stuff like that. Laying on a grave, which is you're unclean, because the scripture says as soon as you touch the sepulcher, the grave actually, you're unclean. Here, you're unclean. You touched it, yeah, you're unclean. You touched it, you're unclean. Yeah, you're done. But, you know, you need to wash yourself with water and stuff like that. You need to do certain things, but yeah. The point is that they love death because they're drawn to it. Without them, they can't explain it. They love it. They just love it. Like I said, you will not see one that is tanned doing shit like this. But anyway, let me go on because I'm talking too much. So let me go back to where I was over here, which is she is clean that had the plague. Don't think because it says, oh, she is clean, that you don't have the plague. Motherfucker, you got the plague, but you're clean that had the plague, right? It is all turned white. He is clean, right? So this female, this one, now she is clean that had the plague, but in the beginning, when she was here, she is not clean. She's filthy. She's a filthy leper. And here, she's a clean leper that had the plague. Just keep that in mind. She still had the plague. Right. So yeah, you can find chicks like that are pretty. Most, like I said, most Jacob descendants in existence, they actually don't have. Look, sometimes I see some that shit is disgusting. That shit is disgusting. But others, I'll be looking at them. It's no, and I don't look at it like you know. But some of them I have seen, like, oh, goddamn, that thing look nasty. Like it does look nasty sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Especially when they get older, you see all, you know. I'm sure that they feel the same way about my hair and my skin. The darker you are, the more our own people be looking at you like, you need to get mixed. You know, you need to mix breeds, get that hair out of existence. You know, get exterminated or something. That's what they feel in their mind, but they don't say it. But that's what they want. They don't want you. They don't want you in existence. But yeah, anyway, enough of that. So this is that. This is the leprosy. Okay, now I'm going back to, okay, this is the raw flesh one. This is again the hair turned white. Here the hair turned white. You think she dyed her hair or something like that. No, that's just leprosy. Okay, so now it says here, to be diseased of skin, be lepers. Leprosy, okay. So then now I'm gonna go here to the book of Leviticus chapter 14 verse through 33. And the Heavenly Father said unto Moses and unto Aaron, saying, spake unto Moses and unto Aaron, when ye be come into the land of Canaan, which I gave to you for a possession, and I put the plague of leprosy in a house of the land of your possession. So it shows you that leprosy can come into a house. Okay, so I showed you this leprosy, which is Hebrews 6:8-3, which is something of the skin. Because I showed that here, leprosy here, right? This leprosy in 14:33 and 34, sorry, in Leviticus 14:34. And this leprosy in Exodus chapter 4 verse 6 is another one. Is Hebrew 6:8-7-9. It's the same thing, but this one is for the skin and stuff like that. But this one is also mentioned for skin, but it's also mentioned for in clothing. You can have clothing with leprosy. Leprosy can come up in clothing, and it can also come up in building as mildew or mold. Here, Leviticus 13. Okay, so now going back to over here, I don't actually have to read the rest, but yeah. It says here basically if you have a plague in the house and the house has leprosy, yeah, you can then the house is then not to be made unclean. But let me jump around. Verse 37. So Leviticus 14:37. And he shall look on the plague, and behold, if the plague be in the walls of the house, with hollow streaks, greenish or reddish, which in sight are lower than the wall. So what is that? Which is this is it. It's you had this one, but you have the green one too. You know, this is a little bit black, blue, green. Here. You have the greenish one and all that. This is very dangerous actually, because if you breathe it, it will sit upon your lungs. So, see, health risks, identification, removal, prevention. Just make sure that you don't make your house wet, like the walls wet and then dry, and then it gets wet again, and then it gets wet again, and then dries, and then it gets wet again, and okay, that's how you form it. You know, because the bacteria is gonna really grow, and that is leprosy of the house, right? Okay, so fretting, leprosy. And if this chapter goes into that, you basically need to burn down your house, break the house down. If you have this leprosy and it really doesn't want to go away, then you do ceremonies. You put hyssop, and scarlet hyssop. Well, that's I forgot what that's. It's red, but I forgot what it was. But the blood of slain birds. You sprinkle upon the house 7 times. You actually need the cleansing of the house, man. You need to cleanse your house. That's because that thing is not normal. It's not supposed to be in your house. So if you have this in your house, this is a curse. This is a leprosy of the house. It needs to be cleansed. Like a priest needs to come, just like how you do exorcisms when demons are upon a person. That's the same way you need to actually do the exorcism here in this house. And it, like I said, it's very dangerous. If you have this in your room, you're going to get lung problems eventually, because these little particles that you cannot see will sieve through the air, and it will come into your lungs, and you're going to get fucked up. You're going to get messed up. So having this in your house is cursed, man. Your house has leprosy, and it will spread. And then the priest has to come and stuff like that. Okay, I already said that. But you have also leprosy in garments and of a house. What is leprosy in garments? This. For example, if you ever washed your clothing, right? And then you leave it in the... How can you... like a clothing towel. And you leave it in this... okay, wait, clothing was month. Like, let's say you did not the dishes. You did washing and stuff like that, but you just forgot about it. And then the next week, you know, you happen to bounce upon it again, like, oh shit, I forgot. And then you see mold already growing there. That's mildew. You know, you need to wash that thing again real quick. You know, it's the Lord willing, it's not really going to spread to the... It will spread to other clothes if you just leave it here. Because I had that. I actually left clothing. I think it happened 2 times or something like that. I forgot it for a week or something like that, man. You know? And then when I came back, it had mildew on it, man. But, I just washed it away. You know, you could push it back, put it back into the washing machine, but you know how you get it? Because the clothing are wet and then you leave it there. That's the same way your house is going to get that mildew. If it's leaking somewhere, the water is going to get into the walls, and then it's going to get a little bit dry, and then get wet, it's going to fuck up. It's going to fuck up. So your clothing also can get leprosy. You have another form of leprosy. It is the rising for a scab and a bright spot and all that there. To teach when it's unclean. and when it is clean. This is the law of leprosy. So like I said, you have leprosy of different forms. You have bumps. You have well, it's mentioned in Leviticus 13 and also in Leviticus 14, but here is actually the leprosy of house. This is the law of him in whom the plague of leprosy is, whose hand is not able to get that which pertaineth to his cleanness. But yeah, so the priest needs to sprinkle upon you and all that type of stuff. You need to kill a lamb for trespass offering. All that there is because you turned white. But anyway, so this is the law of leprosy. Okay, enough of this. So sorry. And then okay, this is that. The lepers, leprosy. This is the leper, white as snow. That's talking about your skin color. Leprosy. And Exodus. Oh yeah. His hand became leprous because it became white. Going on, Exodus chapter 4, verse 7. And he said, the Heavenly Father said unto Moses, put thine hand into thy bosom again. And Moses put his hand into his bosom again, and plucked it out of his bosom, and behold, it was turned again as his other flesh. So what is the opposite of white? Snow is white. That's why they say Snow White. You know, she was white as pure or some shit like that. Yeah. That's bullshit. That's what it really is. That's a leopard dog, a beast. Because it's being glorified and esteemed above everything else. You see, the funny part is of brown skin and dark brown skin people and stuff like that. Around this day and age, they're not ridiculing people that have leprosy. But back in the days, they did. They did do that. So all the things that darker skinned people are going through right now in this day and age is actually reversed of Leviticus chapter 13. Even in India, they used to hate white skin, but now it's a glory unto them. Wait, let me show you that. Right, I will put the link in the description box so you can check it out for yourself. But let me read this here. It says right here, fair skin obsession and hatred of dark skin in India society was caused by European colonialism, and historical evidence proves it. So you can pause the video if you want to read it, but I'll just go to the point. So it says here, these are people that they look up to, these India people that they look up to and stuff like that. Because they're talking about their gods. So I'm going to read from here, Marco Polo, until Giovanni, this thing here. Okay. The children that are born here are black enough, but the blacker they be, the more they are thought of. Because they have a higher status, if I'm correct. Wherefore, from the day of their birth, their parents do rub them every week with oil and sesame, something like that, so that they become as black as devils. Moreover, they make their gods black and their devils white. See? But I don't know what he says here. They might have, I don't know. Anyway, so, and the images of their saints, they do paint black all over. So these are the things that they used to do back in the days, because everything was actually normal. Because this disease of leprosy, it's in the Bible. Like, I didn't make this up. I'm just reading what it says right there. Saint Francis Xavier in Gao. Gao is a place in India, if I'm correct. Indians, being dark themselves, consider their own color the best. They believe that their gods are dark. The great majority of their idols are as black can be. They are ugly and horrible to look at. And if I'm correct, this guy was a caucus beast talking shit about the dark-skinned idols that these India people have. Elam, you know? Giovanni, whatever his name is, Kari, whatever. Somewhere in northern India. The Indians are well-shaped, it being rare to find any of them crooked, because the Edomites, they had a lot of diseases amongst them. Yeah, because they're filthy people. They didn't wash. Their teeth was really just fucked up. Until this day, if you go look in England, they have a teeth problem over there, man. It's like they don't brush their teeth or something like that. Until this day, in 2025, you go over there, You will see a lot of deformed people. I went over there, I saw a lot of deformed people, man. It's fucked up. You be looking at them like, damn, y'all some sick motherfuckers, man. God damn, y'all some ugly motherfuckers. You know? If you wanna cast a movie like Lord of the Worlds, no? Lords of the Rings, you know, those monsters, those gooey looking motherfuckers. You need to go to England to hire yourself a cast, like co-cast, whatever you call them. You know, the extras in the movie. Yeah, just hire them. They'll fit in great. Yeah, they're not the prettiest people up on the planet. I tell you, man. Shit, they're ugly than the motherfucker. So it says right here in the Indians, okay. And for stature, like the Europeans. Let me read it again. The Indians are well shaped, it being rare to find any of them crooked, and for stature, like the Europeans. Even in those days, you can find these quotes on the internet. You can find it. It's actually what these people have said in their quote thingy. Yeah, they have hair. They have black hair, but not curled, and their skin is of an olive oil, and there's different colors of olive. You have green, of course, obviously, but you have dark purplish type of ones, you know, which is very dark. That's what they mean. And they do not love white, saying it is the color of leprosy. So they spelled it a little bit different, but this is what the people in India used to believe until Esau raped them till they looked white. And you can find that here. When you look at North India versus Dark India family, you will see this. These are the ones that got fucked by England, and these are the ones that didn't get fucked by England. Here you see it again. These are the ones originally. These are the Greek babies. Some of them are fucking their babies, man. Here, you see these ones, and they're racist as fuck too. I tell you that, boy, they're fucking racist, boy. They hate these dark skin India people. If they already hate each other, how much do you think they hate us? But you can look at them and be like, oh yeah, some caucus mixed up in there. Because if you do this, you can see them. They look like Edomites. You would only know that they're not Edomites by this, the dot and the clothing and stuff like that. But I seen a few of I seen one. I was like, what? Damn, the guys. No, not this one. Excuse me. But he kind of, okay, I think it was this. No, it was not this. So these are Indian people also. But I saw another one, man. I can't. He looked like he from the south with that southern accent. You know, he looked like one of them. But there's one I saw really on the. Let me see. Let me see why it's an Indian man. No. This one. That's the one I wanted. Look at him. If this guy was to do something, he looked like some caucus kid, some caucus dude from Australia, man. Like he finna go, you know. Oh, he's a beauty, right? Oh, he's a beauty, you know. Do some documentary thing. That's what I'm actually thinking about. He could do a documentary thing, man. Going around the world, disturbing animals. He died funny, man. That guy that I'm actually thinking about right now. He died funny. Yeah, but this guy, he's Elon, man. They're looking like that. Yeah, you got these type of people. Yeah. So yeah, they used to really filth this, and until this day in Africa, I'm not gonna show the pictures, but if you type in albinos in Africa being hunted, why? Because they say they're devils. If this And they do witchcraft with their body parts. The silent killer of African albinos. This is not a metaphor. They actually do kill them and hunt them. The tragedies faced by albinos to protect them from skin cancer and ritualistic murders by individuals seeking wealth through basically they're chopping their hands off and all that there, and then their hands is used in rituals to get money. Yeah, these people need to be put to death too, but still it shows you that these Hamites, those are goddamn Hamites, boy, but it shows you that them Hamites, they know Satan. They know, like, yo, you need to get that white skin, that's gonna make you rich. Get him. They know that. They know evil when they see it. But the only thing is, they don't do that with the Edomites, because they know they're going to be in trouble. He that killeth Cain, you're going to get fucked up. 7 times more words is going to come upon you. So they don't do that. They only get cursed other Hamites, other cursed Hamites. They get them. Like, go get them. We're going to sell your body parts. Well, it's not even sell, but yeah, you have people that go out there and take them and then bring them to the voodoo witch doctor, whatever they call themselves over there, and stuff like that. These albinos are too scared to sleep because they will come and hunt. It says here, an albinos hunted for her body parts. Tell BBC she lives in fear after surviving a kidnap attempt in Malawi. So they do abduct them, they do kill them, they do mutilate them. Sometimes they just need the body parts, like a hand or a foot, you know, so that it would walk well with them. They chop your foot off so that it would walk well with them, or they chop your hand off, if you're albino, that they would get money, you know, stuff like that. But they gonna get theirs, man. The people that do these satanic blood rituals, they gonna get fucking destroyed too, man. Both of them are going, you know, they gonna get destroyed for doing that in the first place, you know. So hey, but yeah, the point is that these people are a sin. And in ancient India, they knew it, and until this day in Africa, they still practice it. But like I said, they don't attack Edomites. They attack Hamites that have leprosy, you know. Okay, so enough of that. So like I said, the mildew, it's talking about 1 Kings chapter 8 verse 37. And if there be sorry. Whoa, what the fuck, man? And if there be in the land famine, and if there be in the land famine, if there be pestilence, blasting, mildew, locusts, or if there be caterpillar, because they eat food, and then therefore you will starve to death, because they're in the hundreds of thousands of them. They're gonna eat your food, and that's the plague of the Lord. Locusts do the same thing too, by the way. If the enemy besiege them in the land of their cities, whatsoever plague, whatsoever sickness there be, what prayer and supplication soever be by any man, or by all thy people Israel, so by any man individually, or by thy people Israel, which shall know every man the plague of his own heart. You know what's ailing you. You know what you feel. When you go to these doctors, for example, these Edomite doctors, they look at you and be like, there's nothing wrong, there's nothing wrong, but I feel something, there's something wrong with me, man. Yeah, well, you know. Well, then you need to pray, because it says right here, and spread forth his hand toward this house, which is the house where the Ark of the Covenant is in. Then hear thou in heaven thy dwelling place. So, it tells you right here that King Solomon knows. He's doing a prayer, by the way, right now, since verse 20, let me see. Since verse 22, he's actually, since verse 22 until verse 40, yeah, until verse 40, until verse 54 actually. Right, so he's doing a prayer, and he said that thou here in thy dwelling place. So he knows that the Lord is not there in the Ark of the Covenant, but he is there. I hope you understand what I just said, man. He's there, but he's not there. You know? Right. Then hear thou in heaven, thy dwelling place. That's where you are. So while he's telling you to aim at this house, whithersoever you be, which direction you are, doesn't matter. You just aim toward the house where the Ark of the Covenant is in, and you pray toward that direction. Then the Heavenly Father, which is in heaven, his dwelling place, he will hear. I can't stress that enough. He is not there, but he is there. I'm going to give you an example. Dwelleth between cherubims. First Samuel 4 verse 4. So the people went to Shiloh. Shiloh is the place where the Ark of the Covenant was in. It was in different places too, but yeah, in this case it was there, in this verse. I don't know. Okay, I didn't put it. Okay, but anyway, it's in different places. It was in a few other places too, but let me go on. Then they might bring from thence the Ark of the Covenant of the Heavenly Father, the Lord of hosts, which dwelleth between cherubims. He is there, but he isn't there. Look, I'm not trying to be like secretive or something, but I hope you really understand what I'm saying. Isaiah 37 and 16. O Yahweh, power of hosts, the Lord of hosts. Here it actually says, he is army. He is the army. The Lord is the army. You know, he is the army. He's like like how the old dirty bastards say. He said, I'm a one-man army in song. I never been taken out. Well, the Most High is the one-man army. He is that for real, for real. Because Yahweh means he is. And host means army. So when you say, oh, he is of army, actually it is he is the army. The power of heaven. He is the army. The Lord is a man of war. Yahweh is his name. Yahweh is a man of war. Yahweh is his name. But yeah. Oh, Yahweh, the Lord of hosts, which is, he is the army. He controls the armies, man. He is it. He is like, for real, he's that army. And he's very scary too. You know. He ruleth in the kingdom of men. Anyway, power of Israel, that dwelleth between the cherubims. He does dwell there. But his dwelling place is in heaven. I think I said that correctly now. I hope you understand that part. So he does dwell here between the two cherubims above the mercy seat, between the two cherubims, which is above the mercy seat. But his dwelling place is in heaven. Thou art power, the power, even thou alone, of all the kingdoms of the earth, because he ruleth in the kingdom of men. I think Daniel says that, Daniel 4. Thou hast made heaven and earth. Thou that dwellest between the cherubims, shine forth. That's what I said when I said that he is in the, look, he's here. This thing. That's why this is very scary to me. But it's just for edification's sake. This is the only time I actually look it up to show you. I'm not looking up for myself. I did it before, but I hate that. I hate that. They always put this one as the first picture. I don't like that. I always kind of scroll away because it's, you know, it's still scary. It's just reflection, man. I just read about it and I'm scared. It just scared me. So yeah, here you have that, you know, that light. Actually, this is actually more scary than this one. But yeah, it says don't look, so I don't really want to look. But yeah, so going on to where over here. Okay, so shine forth, because when Moses came down from the mountain, you couldn't look in his face because it was bright. That's why I know, like, oh, so when you, because it's bright. It's simple. Well, Lord willing, it's simple. But he dwelleth between cherubims. which dwelleth between cherubims. The Lord of hosts that dwelleth between cherubims, which dwelleth between cherubims. Thou art Yahweh, thou alone, and even thou alone, that dwelleth between cherubims. Thou that dwelleth between cherubims, O shepherd of Israel, that is he. Thou leadest Joseph like a flock, which goes into Ephraim, but still, which is the northern tribes actually representative of. Joseph is representative of the northern tribes, also Ephraim, by the way. It's the same. And Judah is the representative of the southern tribes. 2 tribes, actually. It's only 2 tribes. You have the Levites in the midst of them, but you had Levites in the midst of these 2 later on. Well, in the beginning, actually. And then, yeah, so, okay. But then later on, the Levites, I think they stuck to Benjamin and Judah. Judah and Benjamin, sorry. Okay, so now that's that part. And then going back to over here. Then hear thou in heaven thy dwelling place, and forgive, and do, and give to every man according to his ways, whose heart thou knowest. For thou, even thou only, knowest the hearts of all the men of all the children of men, that they may fear thee all the days that they live in the land which thou gavest unto our fathers. Right, so yeah, let me make another part, and I will start at this one here, 41 until 66. I think I can make it. I don't have, I think, other scriptures to go into, if I'm correct. Let me see, what did I put here? 1 Kings 41. Oh yeah, okay, cool. I think I read this already. Yeah, so okay, I'll just make another video, and I think that will be the last one, Lord willing.